Actually, show you why we have to rinse all this up. Pull this packaging off, please. Be careful, don't pull it off too hard. Okay, look down. Did you see that? Okay, so all that blood or all that juice in there is from the actual turkey. That's why it's important to make sure that you open this up in the sink.
Look at this as if it was alive. Alright, so this is where the neck would be, and this is where the butt would be, and these are the arms and the wings, right? Like this. And they shove them back in to the turkey. So these are...
The organs?
Yes, they're some of the internal organs. These are the giblets.
So they put that in the bag.
They put them in a bag and then stuff them back into the turkey. The heart, the liver, and the gizzard.
I'm just going to roast them in the bottom of the pan. I'll show you on this one. If you look right here, I put them in the bottom of the pan. The neck, oh, we haven't gotten the neck up. And I put them in the bottom of the pan and I roast it with the turkey. And then that fat causes the drippings. And when I'm done, I take the turkey out, I take those drippings, and I make gravy. So all you should feel is the rib cage and anything else stuffed in there needs to come out. It's really important that you get this stuff out because if it's cooked inside, it could be blocking air going through. It might be frozen in there. Okay, so if it's frozen in there, that means there's a neck frozen inside. So they have to freeze them all the way through in order to make sure it's safe. So we're going to rinse this with cold water. Oh, I'm sorry. We're putting hot or cold water on our turkey. Cold. Always cold. Go ahead and flip it over and rinse it. Why cold?
Because it gets too warm and it'll maybe start to cook.
Yes. Remember, I don't want to alter, focus. I don't want to alter the temperature of my turkey until I'm ready to cook it. We said that bacteria, foodborne illness, grows at a temperature of 140. And we know that room temperature water right out of the faucet is anywhere around 80 or hotter, right? But not hot enough to kill bacteria. So if I put hot water all over this, it's going to start to grow bacteria on the outside of my turkey. If I was cooking it right away, putting it directly in the oven, probably wouldn't that be that big of a deal. But because I'm wrapping this and preparing it, wrapping it, and then, okay, fill up the cavity and dump it out. Yeah, fill up the cavity, and then turn around and dump it out. And then fill it up again and dump it out. We're using the cold water to melt that ice, okay? And until one of them can reach in and pull out the neck, we have to keep filling it with cold water, dumping it out. Filling it up with cold water, dumping it out.
Alright, so now, this is the neck, which I'm also going to roast. So I still need you to go through and rinse it out again and rinse it out again until the juices run clear. Okay?
Once the juices run clear, which means that you don't see any blood, Jack, do you see any blood coming from it? Alright, so the juices run clear. It looks like clear water. Now, let it shake there for a second. Hold it up, shake it, I know. You gotta be tough, that's why I picked you guys. Now, we're going to dry it. So go ahead and throw it on that paper towel. Now, why do you think I want to dry it? I'm going to add fat to it, right? Do oil or fat and water mix well? No, so I'm not going to get the butter and the fat to stick to it if it's wet. So we need to dry it off, even under the little wing armpits. Go, boys, go. Why do you think I'm using paper towel and not dish towels? For this purpose, I use a lot of paper towel, make sure it's dry, make sure I can throw it away when it's done, and then I don't risk myself with cross-contamination. You gotta make sure you get under the little wings, in the cavities. Own herb butter.
I took a couple sticks of butter and then put in some herbs and spices. Does anybody know what herbs and spices go well with turkey? Think about chicken noodle soup or turkey noodle soup. All birds get flavored with the same herbs.
I was going to say rosemary.
Rosemary is correct, 100%. I had fresh rosemary. It's right behind those girls. Back there, you can't. I had fresh rosemary, added that to it. What other herb? Thyme, yes. Excellent. What else? Go ahead and pull that thermometer out for me, please. And they put these in there so that it pops up when the turkey's done. This is for an inexperienced cook so that they know when the turkey's done itself. Now where this goes, essentially, is injected, because the turkey's much smaller than me as a human, it goes into the breast and down through the thigh. And what they want to do is they want to get the temperature not only of the breast, but of the thigh, so it gets both the dark and the light meat at the same time. Does that make sense? What temperature?
325.
Whoa! That would be a dry turkey.
180 to 185.
180, very good. make these is they make a plastic in here that melts at exactly 177, okay? And then it melts, and as it melts, whatever's holding this red part down pops up, okay? But there's something about melting plastic in my meat that grosses me out, so we don't use this. We use real thermometers. Now same with this. We're gonna take this out. Now how this goes, it's a plastic thing that goes in and spreads out. So that means in order to get it out, you have to tuck it, pinch it in, and pull it. Like, you see how it's, you gotta get that out of there. And then you pinch it and pull it out. See? Alright. So yeah, so basically when they put it in, they squeeze it and it pops in. You just gotta squeeze it and bend it till it twists and comes out. So the turkey looks like this. Okay, and it's nice and wide. But if it cooks like this, nice and wide, it's gonna be all dry because everywhere there's skin and no fat and no muscle, it burns. So we need it to be tight when it's cooked. So what's gonna happen is the turkey starts like this, with its legs open, essentially, right? But when it's done, it should be looking like it's chilling, watching TV. So the wings will be tucked behind its back, and the legs will be crossed like this, right? Like it's resting. And then we're gonna tie it together so it's in a crunch. Now what that does is it keeps everything nice and tight, and it allows it to cook so that it stays juicy. After a little while, I cut strings that we tied it with and allow it to expand. I still keep the wings under, but I allow it to expand so air goes through and make sure that everything's cooked to the right temperature.
It's not just the skin that I want flavored. The skin's already going to be flavored. I want the muscle flavored. I want the skin under, or the meat under the skin to be flavored. So we're going to take our hand. I'm not going to take my hand. They're going to take their hand, and they're going to open up a spot, and they're going to shove their hand in. You guys see me up here? And very carefully. Now, I don't want to just rip this skin back. So you have to be very gentle because the skin is what gives it flavor. So I'm going to hold this up, and I'm going to take my hand in there and just weasel my hand in. But you see I'm holding this back? Because if I just go, you know, if I go bananas, then I'm ripping the skin back and all that muscle's exposed, and that's no good.
Shove it too much full of stuffing and bread that expands, then there's not enough air getting through there, and it would stop you from it cooking correctly on the inside. I need to make sure the inside is safe to eat as well as the outside. Okay, that's good. So now, wait, keep your hand dirty. Now I'm going to take a scoop of this, and you're now going to press it all the way in. But let me show you a little trick. Like that, and I reach my hand all the way in, and I push it, right, to make sure it gets all the way down to the breast. Because this is, right here, the turkey breast, is the driest, but it's the best part. It's the most people eat, so keep going under. Get a flab. There you go. You want to do the same side? Yep, same side again, all the way down. Right.
Instead of stuffing it with stuffing, I stuff it with apples and onions.
Down here? Yeah. Right, so I just press it like this through the skin to smooth my butter all the way down.
Dry as the breast. So the breast is most important to get a lot of flavor and butter on.
Here is a cavity where the neck was, right? But you see, if you can see, that's a direct exposure right to the turkey breasts, right? So if I want to cover that with fat as well as add an apple and an onion and tie it up so that it melts. Now, I'm not going to pull these apples and onions out after and eat them. They're going directly into the garbage. They're just there to melt and give a bunch of flavor. And it's a mild flavor. It's not going to change. Yeah, it's not going to change the flavor of my turkey. So you can put a little in here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Adam, you can wash your hands, and then I need a new volunteer. Olivia, thank you for volunteering. Tie your hair.
Wash your hands, get neighbor.
Get in there, Mia.
Get right here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is flip it on its chest. Tuck those in there. Can you see up here? And we're going to take this and we're going to sew it that way. Okay? We use these things called turkey lacers or skewers. I'm going to show you one, and then you guys are each going to do one, okay? So I have the fat in there. The skin, this extra neck skin is trying to hide as much as possible. And any way that you can, I pinch it, and then I sew it, kind of just up and down or skewer it right directly into the turkey. You see how I did that? All right, so you can grab a skewer, sister.
Take this, go up through this part, into that part, and push it right into the back. We're kind of skewing it right here, back into its spine. Now these, we have to be careful because these are going to come out before, we eat this out. Go ahead and do another one right here, all the way to the back. Get up into that fatty piece, please. Okay. Is it feel secure? Is it going to stay? Perfect. All right, so now that's all closed up. So
Now, before, like I said, when I go to carve this, I take all that stuff out. It's melted, it's mushy, and I throw it into the garbage.
first, because once I flip it over, I want it to be pretty on the other side. I don't care what this side looks like. So if I butter the front and then flip it over, it's going to be smashed from the other stuff. So we're gonna butter the back first. So I'm gonna dry it off again because that moisture is coming out. And if I don't dry it off, then my butter won't stick to it, right? And I want to make sure that my butter sticks to it. Is gonna take this butter and you're gonna massage it into the back of the turkey, even under the armpits and everything. Okay, gotta do this as quick as money because we're running out of time. You do that side. You do that side. Now, the more flavor that we add, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna the more flavor that we add, the more flavorful it will be. So I want to make sure that I'm getting everywhere on the turkey.
Now, remember how we talked about tucking these wingtips back? If there's no muscle here, it's going to burn before the rest of my turkey's done. So what she's going to do is she's going to take them, It's going to sound like you're breaking its elbow. Perfect. Yep, keep pressing, keep going, keep going. Okay, so that's like their little elbow joint. So I'm going to show you one more time. All right, you got it? Be here. So the wing looks like this. Tip it back, and then pin it back so it's pinned. There. All right. Apples and onions. What do you think I'm going to stuff the main cavity with? Apples and onions. You don't overstuff. We want air to get through. If air doesn't get through, then it's a dangerous bird to eat. So I don't want to overstuff. And put them in there. You see in here how there's still air to get through? Okay, that's important. What I'm worried about is that skin detached when we were pushing the butter through. You guys can wash your hands. Thank you. So we want to make sure that gets tied tight, or that whole spot is going to be dried out. But that's why we need to make sure this sucker is tied up.
Now, what we're going to do is we have to tie this back up. So we're going to use a thing of cooking twine. This cooking twine soaks up. It doesn't burn. It's not perfect. Thank you very much. And then I get a longer piece because I'm gonna throw it away the rest of it anyway. But I fold it completely in half, and I start here. I want you to cross these legs and hold them pinched for me. Okay? Now while she's holding them pinched, I'm gonna take it and tie them together. Come on up here, Mia. So I'm gonna take them. She's holding them crossed. Can you see that? Yeah. And I'm tying them together tight. I want those to stay closed. And then just for good measure, I go back around again and tie it again in another knot. Okay? If you did it once and it's secure and you feel that it's good, that's fine. But I can't, especially with that skin ripped. Okay, you can let go for a second. With that skin ripped here, I need to make sure this is closed. Put down your phone, please. All right. Now, in here, I tie it to the butt. So I go under it. I'm going to do 1 second. Okay. I make a loop. Okay? And I go under here and tie it to the butt. Okay? So that it not only keeps the legs, but it keeps it in a thing. And then I have to bring this, I want to tie the whole thing like a crunch, right? So that it's pushed together. So I tie it under the butt to tap, I tie the legs together, tie the legs of the butt, and then I bring it across here. Why do you think I bring it here and not straight like this?
Because there's more room here.
What else? What just happened there when I put the strings through?
It made a mark.
It made a mark, and that's not a pretty turkey, right? So I put these in between the thighs, so that way if you can't, like right here, so if you see a mark there, it's no big deal because those are the first things that get cut off when you carve it, right? So I take it back here, and you're going to, well, actually I'm going to do this, but I take it and I tie this to this. Now I need your finger, Angelina. You put it right there, yeah? Thank you, perfect. No, I know. It's hard to even do. Imagine when you're doing this alone. All right, go ahead. And I just tie it there. It doesn't have to be super tight. I don't need it just scrunched together, but I need it all put tight so that way I don't get a ton of air through. Now, like I said, I cook it like this for a couple hours, and I let it open up. Not completely, but I try to cut it a little bit so that more air can get through, but this keeps it steaming on the inside for the first part. Now, if I had a ton of extra string, I would cut it off, but that's not that much. So I just tie it and tuck it. And then I take my seasoning, I can do this, and sprinkle it. Any questions? Yeah, it's easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Don't just get too much, I just try to lightly sprinkle it and not get rid of any of the butter. Any questions, guys?